If you need any MyTEAM grinds in any mode, hit up my boy Witty for safe, reliable, and the cheapest grinding services around. Hit him up on Twitter. You won't be disappointed. Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the market absolutely plummeting because of these all-star packs and this all-star content that has, number one, introduced a ton of incredibly cheap budget cards into the auction house, and number two is just crashing the value of a lot of other top tier cards in MyTEAM. This is kind of the best, I think, point of the year to buy cards that we really had all year. Like, obviously after the was it, I guess, Black Friday and New Year's, when they did the festival and the Hoff badges or the Hoff boxes for those events, the market crashed. But I feel like it's crashed at a different level today because of how many new cards they introduced and how good the odds are in a lot of the offers that were in the pack market and stuff today. So with that being said, we're going to talk about what you should be doing right now with your MT and cards you can target, as well as cards that maybe you can make some MT on by buying while they're cheap and things of that nature. So with that being said, before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. So first things first, the all-star content has first and foremost dropped the market on a lot of other top cards significantly. For example, if I go through these drops and look for top tier cards that have come out relatively recently, for example, Galaxy Opal Kevin Durant's 500K now. If not, maybe even cheaper than that. That one has 26 Hall of Fame badges. He was 1.5 mil a couple weeks ago. And I mean, that's the case for every single card and every single drop. Harden was over a mil. Now he's 500K, maybe something like that. Scottie Pippen, that card was almost 2 mil. I guess he's a mil, so he's still pretty expensive, but still dropped in price. Yao Ming was 1.5. You can get him for 500K now. And it's just every single card you look at is way cheaper than they used to be. Base Michael Beasley was 500K. Now he's 200K. Like, it's just the amount of cards that are now available, top tier cards and budget cards, that are so much cheaper than they were is insane. Zach LaVine was like 700K. You can get him for 300 right now. This is Paul George, still expensive, but not as expensive as he was, over a million MT. Paulo Banchero was going, this card was going for 800K base. Now he's going for 400, 500. Like, point being, every single top tier card has gone down in some way, shape, or form by a decent to sometimes massive chunk because of these packs. And now they were going down already in preparation for this, but they have gone through the floor because of this. Now, one card in specific who went down a lot yesterday but has now gone back up in price a little bit is Victor Wembanyama. He dropped to about 600 or so thousand MT last night when his Opal officially got announced. He is back up to around 800 or 900,000 MT, which is understandable because the Opal is not that much better. And I'm not shocked he hasn't dropped a ton. The honest truth is he's just not that much worse than the Opal, and the Opal is so expensive that it's like you might as well still get the pink diamond. But at the same time, if you were in the market for any of these top tier cards you don't already have, today is the day to target him. Dr. J, probably as cheap as you'll ever get him. Well, I mean, to this point in the year anyway, still one of the best shooting guards in the game, still the best not named Vince Carter, who's unattainable for 99.9% of the community, who's not willing to spend $1,000 on packs to try to get that card. But I think y'all see my point, basically, that a lot of older cards are much cheaper than they were previously, but also a lot of new cards are way cheaper than previous counterparts would have been in terms of budget cards. There was not a single diamond in MyTEAM for cheaper than like 12,000 MT before today. If you go look at pink, I don't know how many diamonds there are for that price point. I don't know if they've dropped as much. I'm sure they've dropped some. I'm sure there are some for under 12K MT or so. Yeah, there's a lot of them now. There's a bunch of cheap diamonds, but they're not as cheap. They're cheaper than they were significantly. And I mean, the price of a lot of cards has dropped significantly, but the selection is still, it's mostly the new diamonds that are this cheap, right? And in general, cards will drop in price, but the amount of pink diamonds there are for 10, 15,000 MT is crazy. And some of these cards are pretty good. Some of them, not so much, but some of them are legitimately high level cards. And not only that, but a lot of guys who maybe aren't 10, 15,000 MT out of the pink diamonds, but are really good pink diamonds. For example, let's just go through the pink diamonds. Let's just talk about some of the names of cards who are going to be really good, who are decently affordable. Zach Risache, I don't know exactly how much he's going for, but I bet it's under 50,000 MT. That card is a 6'10 shooting guard, Really, really good. Buzelis is one of the most expensive of the pink diamonds. I think he's going for about 70K, and he's the most expensive, or like the second or third most expensive of all of them. Really good 6'10 small forward that can kind of do everything and has a good jumper. Bilal Koulibaly is a literal god. This card's going for like 30,000 MT, if not less. Cam Johnson, absolute beast. He's probably 20K. Pajemski, really good point guard option, less than 20,000 MT. He might be 15. Stefan Castle, 6'7", amazing defender, going for 50,000 MT. Like the best of the best even are pretty cheap. Alex Sarr, this card's a beast, legit power forward option. He is one of the few that looks like he's actually one of the most expensive. In fact, it looks like he might be over 100K. Him and Zach Edey are the only two that I know of that I think are over that 100K MT mark. But even then, for guys who are as good as they are, that price is really, really good. And there's a good chance they will become buyouts at some point because of how common they are. As you can see, there's a ton of them up. There's a good chance they will become buyouts at some point as well. And again, I haven't gone through, there's so many others. Jaime Hawk is a beast. Leonard Miller's like 12K. He's a 6'10 small forward. That card's really good. Tristan Da Silva, same thing, going for 10K. He's really solid as a power forward. Cason Wallace, elite defender. Julian Strother, absolute beast of a card. This card, probably 20K or less. He's a monster. Really, really good card. Zach Edey is very expensive. Yes, he's also about 100,000 MT, but he also, if he's not a buyout already, will be a buyout at some point later today. The amount of new high-level budget cards, and there's so many names that I haven't even named, so many guys who are really good cards that I haven't talked about. Archer's also very excited about all this content. He's probably bored because I have been making videos all day, and he wants me to pay attention to him, which I will in a little bit. But point being, a lot of good budget cards in today's drop that have dropped the market so much, not only on the cards that are like there's 60 new cards today and most of them are budget cards, you know what I mean? Like that has impacted. We got 35 new budget cards today that has dropped the market so much, but the odds on all these packs in the pack market and all these offers and stuff have dropped the market so much to where if there is a player you were targeting, they are now cheaper than they were, sometimes by significant margins. And if there is a position you are looking to fill, there are cards from today's drops that are high level budget options, really no matter what position you're looking to fill. And that is a great thing for the health of the game for the no money spent player. And I will say, investing in really good cards that are cheap now would be the time. Guys who you think are elite budget cards, whether they're new cards or older cards that have dropped significantly in price today, tomorrow, these are the days to invest in those types of things because cards will go up in price. We saw it after Black Friday. We saw it after New Year's. It's going to happen again. I'm just telling you right now. So if you're wanting to make MT, investing in elite level budget cards that are very cheap right now, this is a great way to do it if you're willing to just hold on to cards for a month or so until their prices go up and you can make a pretty good chunk of profit. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this video. Just wanted to hopefully help you all out with this market crash and what you should be doing. And if you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more NBA content very, very soon. And I appreciate y'all. Peace.